Once upon a time, in the heart of Cloverdew Valley, where the hills rolled like sleeping green giants, lay a small bustling homestead called Whisperwind Farm, a place of soft breezes and busy creatures. But none were busier than a little red hen named Ember. While other farm animals were content, Ember was a dreamer and a doer. One crisp autumn morning, something winked at her from beneath a fallen leaf. It wasn't a pebble or a dewdrop. It shimmered with an inner light, as if it had swallowed a piece of the sunrise, a seed of sun-glimmer grain, spoken of only in hushed barnyard tales. Her heart thumped with excitement. A whole loaf of sun-glimmer bread. It would be the greatest achievement of her life. But the sun-kissed patch, the only place sunny enough to grow such a magical seed, was covered in stubborn reeds. It was too much work for one small hen. "Penelope, look what I found! It's sun-glimmer grain! Will you help me clear the sun-kissed patch so we can plant it?" Then Penelope said, "Oh, Ember, that sounds dreadfully dirty. All that digging would simply ruin my plumage. I'm practicing my graceful ripple technique today." Disappointed but not defeated, Ember trotted to the coziest corner of the barn. "Jasper, I need help planting a magical seed. Will you lend a paw?" Then Jasper purred. "Planting? My dear Ember, that involves being awake. I am in the middle of composing a symphony of slumber. Ask me again next season." With a heavy heart, Ember approached the final friend she hoped would help. Barnaby, a big fluffy sheepdog, in a state of what he called profound stillness. "Barnaby, my friend, I have a truly special task. A single seed of sun-glimmer grain. Will you help me plant it?" Then Barnaby declared, "Ember, I am the guardian of this nap zone. It is my solemn responsibility to ensure the ground remains undisturbed. Digging would violate the Prime Directive." Ember's shoulders slumped. Her friends were lost in their own little worlds of ripples, symphonies, and stillness. She looked down at the tiny glowing seed. Ember whispered, "Then I will do it myself." And so she did. Ember spent the rest of the day clearing the sun-kissed patch, pulling up stubborn grumble thistles and pesky clingweeds. Finally, with the setting sun painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, her work was almost done. She dug a small hole and gently prepared to place the sun-glimmer seed into the soft earth. A single seed, a hopeful heart. She knew this was how all good things must start. She sang a little song as she worked, a tune of her own making. A single seed, a hopeful heart. That's how all good things must start. The weeks that followed were a testament to Ember's spirit. Every morning, she carried dewdrops in a folded leaf to water the tiny sprout. When the stalk grew tall and slender, she stood guard against hungry caterpillars, protecting the precious plant with all her might. One afternoon, a sudden, fierce storm blew in, its dark clouds rumbling angrily as the wind howled, threatening to snap the precious stalk. Penelope sheltered under a wide lily pad. Jasper snoozed deeper in the barn, lost to the world as the rain lashed down. Barnaby merely repositioned himself to a drier spot under the tree, unconcerned. But Ember worked frantically, gathering strong twig and broad leaves to protect the sun glimmer, cast of the wind from the plant, shielding it with her own body until the storm finally passed. Slowly but surely, the single stalk grew strong and tall, topped with a head of grain that glowed with a soft, golden light, even on cloudy days. The day of the harvest arrived. The head of grain was heavy, far too heavy for one hen to carry. "Who will help me harvest this magical wheat?" Then Penelope called back. "Harvesting? Oh, the dust! It would take hours to preen myself clean. I simply can't." From the barn, a sleepy murmur from Jasper replied, "The sun is far too bright for such strenuous activity. It would disrupt my delicate napping schedule." And from under the tree, Barnaby boomed, "I'm monitoring a very important cloud that looks like a biscuit. It requires my full attention. I cannot possibly assist." Then Ember sighed. Then I will do it myself. She tugged and pulled, heaved and hopped, until she finally managed to bring the heavy stalk of glowing wheat down. She asked for help again, and again she was met with excuses about wet feathers, important dreams, and the vital work of guarding shady spots. So, Ember patiently pecked and prodded for hours until a small pile of shimmering golden grains lay gleaming on a clean stone. The hardest part was yet to come, taking the grain to the old mossy millstone at the top of the hill. The bag was heavy and the hill was steep. Panting, she paused halfway and called out one last time. "Please, who will help me push this grain to the mill?" Her only reply was the gentle splash of Penelope's paddling, the soft purr of Jasper's dreaming, and the profound, rumbling silence of Barnaby's duty. With tears of frustration welling in her eyes, Ember turned back to the bag. She wouldn't give up. Not now. She pushed and pushed, her little legs trembling with effort, until she finally reached the top. Using the ancient stone, she ground the glowing grains into the finest, most radiant flour she had ever seen. The flour itself seemed to hum with a gentle warmth. She kneaded the dough, which felt alive beneath her touch, soft and warm. She shaped it into a beautiful, round loaf and placed it in her small stone oven. As the bread began to bake, something truly magical happened. It smelled like warm sunshine after a spring rain, like every happy memory you've ever had. The aroma drifted over the pond. Penelope suddenly forgot all about her reflection. Her beak twitched. What was that incredible smell? The scent slipped past the hay bales and into Jasper's dreams. He sat up, pulled from his slumber by a smell more powerful than any catnap. It even reached Barnaby. He lifted his great head, forgetting all about the biscuit-shaped cloud. The scent was full of a comfort more profound than his stillness. One by one, they found themselves drawn towards Ember's little coop, arriving just as she was pulling the loaf from the oven. It was magnificent. Then, in a clear, quiet voice, Ember asked, "Who will help me eat the sun-glimmer bread?" "I will," quacked Penelope. "I will," purred Jasper. "I most certainly will," boomed Barnaby. Ember looked at them. She looked thoughtful. Then Ember said softly, "Oh, I wonder, how would you?" "You will, but you did not help me clear the patch or plant the seed, or guard it from the storm." Everything good, Gastus. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel for further amazing stories. See you in the next adventurous story.